takes out my legs. I land on the floor, face down with the wheelchair on top of us, hits the floor, and I go boot this kid in the face because he's pissed us off. So him from behind grabs us, I turn around, I'm like, what the fuck? I push him, he pushes me. I think Adam goes to swing for us or something. I miss it. I fucking somehow put him in a headlock, and I'm just sat there with him in a headlock. He's just there going... How did me and you meet, Adam? I'll let you tell that some funny story. Aye, come on then.
Very funny story. So, before you're obviously going to school, right? You have this like little, what do you call it? Where you go and test out school.
Open evening.
You go and see what it's like, open evening, one of them, right?
I don't know.
Preschool!
And then going through all the classrooms, looking at all the events, going to science, doing a little pig thing with the science thing that I've never actually done in high school. Okay.
Aye, nah, what
And
the
then-
fuck was that? We're never going to dissect anything.
I know.
I mean, to
Like,
be
what-
fair, we're in
this is
bottom
what you
set with a
might
bunch
be
of
able
other
to do in high school.
spackers.
Yeah.
So that probably has something to
And
do
then,
with it.
Right. And then,
I don't think anybody knows this. If there's any
And
sign
then,
language
obviously-
people, tell them what that is.
you have a break time during the open evening thing. And then me and Mr. Evans over here decided to give each other the eyes. We were like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? And then we had a little bit of a... I don't know what I think. I think
Right,
it
right,
started off
okay.
a bit friendly.
What happened, right? Adam comes out of nowhere, and like I don't know this kid, right? And I'm like this small puny little... I haven't changed. I'm still this small puny little skinny kid, right? This fucking behemoth of a man walks up to us. I'm like, yo, what the fuck's going on here? So him from behind grabs us. I turn around, I'm like, what the fuck? I push him. He pushes me. I think Adam goes to swing for us or something. I miss it. I fucking somehow put him in a headlock, and I'm just sat there with him in a headlock. He's just there going...
I'm like, can someone
He's
get
like,
this kid off his
literally
neck, please?
almost dying, and then who was it? Did a teacher come, or was it your mom?
Was that my mum or a teacher?
No, it was
One of the two.
a teacher came over. No, it wasn't. There was someone with her. I don't know who it was. I can't remember his name, but there was someone with us that said, "Woo, what the fuck are you doing? Get off!" And I'm there like, "Oh shit, sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was doing it that hard." Adam's almost in tears because he's just nearly died. He's seen this like miserable 4 years just pass from his eyes, and I'm there like, "Oh shit, what the fuck have I just done?" And then,
But this
so
is when we were both like
oh,
kids and we have no
yeah.
idea what's going on.
like fucking,
But,
it was the start of high school.
I've never experienced any type of like fighting or any type of like whatever before, and then I go into this open even, I get choked out by a kid I've never met before. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like sort of panicking, like, can someone get this kid off my neck?
Right, and then what happens, right? So eventually I obviously let Adam go. He then decides to run off and tell his mom what a fucking bitch that was. Like, what a fucking bitch move that was. That was a dick move there. So Adam runs off and goes, "Mummy, mummy." Sorry. Mummy. Right, so Adam obviously goes and tells his mom what happened. His mom comes over. He has me fucking 2 foot nothing. This like absolute. I'm there just like, "Wait, what the fuck's going on?" I've almost choked some kid out. Then his mom comes over and they're like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." I'm like almost crying myself. So his mom comes over and the first words I ever said to your mom, and I'll never forget this, it was his fault. That was the first. I was like, "Is this his fault?" His mom's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then eventually, a teacher comes over, and we both get removed from like the place. So like we both get told to go home. Then the next day when we come into high school, we both get put in this thing called was it called FDR?
Yeah, they are.
FDR.
First day response.
And like
I don't know why it's called first day
Oh,
response.
fuck knows. It was, but I don't actually remember what happened in FDR. I just remember we got told to like make friends because I don't know. So we're like made up that day, and then like obviously he got let out like a day before me because apparently it was more my fault because I almost killed the poor lad. But let's not go there.
Apparently it was my fault that I killed him, but
I don't know. So I was in there for like I think we're both in there for 2 days Or were you in there for 1 and I was in there for 2?
I think I was in there for 1.
Right, I was in there for 2 then. So the first day we get told to make up, right? And then, like, obviously we're both fucking idiots, so we just start pissing about in this FDR place where you're supposed to, like, sit in complete silence and behave and do your work. But we would start pissing about. So I think from then on, we, like, just became friends somehow because...
It was like... I can't explain.
I think Adam was scared of us.
Weird because we were literally, like... We kind of like hated each other, and then I think we went in a meeting before like they decided what we were gonna do, and we're kind of like they were like, "All right, you're going to FDR for a couple of days or whatever." Then we just kind of looked at each other, was like, "All right," and then we just started like laughing because we were just off with noggin for some reason. We just started laughing at these teachers.
I was
like,
off on my nugget. I was like literally injecting energy drinks into my veins. I was completely wired 24/7. No joke. I think I was that way for a good 3 years in high school, just off my nut constantly.
And then obviously we eventually got into FDR, and we just wouldn't stop talking to each other. I don't know what we were just gay. I reckon it was.
I just wanted my fat cock in his mouth. Look, actual representation.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's like a kind of a story how like me and Adam met.
Oh, I know how me and Tyler met.
I think I remember how me and Tyler met, but I'm gonna let Tyler like tell the story because he hasn't really talked yet. So
yeah,
I don't think I remember how we met.
Really?
How hurt, Tyler?
Because
PlayStation.
I kind of elaborate. Tell the story.
That's it.
So,
well,
I think I was friends with this kid called Tom. Right? Yeah. Was it? I think it was Tom. And like, obviously you joined the school. When did you join? Was it year 8 or was it like the end of year 7?
Halfway through year 7.
Halfway through year 7. Okay, so Taylor obviously joined halfway through year 7. Was like a complete utter fucking retard in every means of the sense. I love you, Tyler. So Tyler joins halfway through year 7, and how did you like become friends with Tom? Like, how did that all happen?
I know, honestly, I just think it's because he saw I was disabled. He tried bullying us for it, to be honest.
I think
legit. Why?
When we first went to school, like the phase we went through, to make friends, you would go up to them and be like, "Hey, you got PlayStation, you got Xbox." Then all the people that have Xbox would go in their kind of friend group.
All the people that have Xbox would find the nearest toilet and go and fuck each other. That's the way I see it.
I had Xbox back then, so
yes, and that's why you're disabled now. Some big kid came and fucked your ass, right?
So obviously, I think Tyler got Tom's Xbox or PlayStation or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
And then they got a token, and then whatever.
Yeah, I think because them two became like friends, sort of, and like obviously because Tyler was a big nerd, and I think Tom was a big bit of a nerd as well. So they got talking, and I think Tom was getting a PlayStation 4, and you weren't sure which one you would get. I think Tom convinced you to get
for Xbox.
Yeah, I think Tom convinced you to get a PS4. And then obviously I was friends with Tom. I can't even remember how I became friends with Tom. Tom was a sound guy back then. But nah. Bless his soul. But we came.
It's not dead.
He's got a kid. He might as well be. He's got a kid. He's got a kid now. He might as well be. Dude, come on.
Tyler, he's not dead.
Oh shit.
The
phone fell.
Right, so I became friends with Tom, and then obviously I started playing with Tom on PlayStation, and because Tom was friends with you two started playing together, and then I think somehow we'll all end up in a party together, and I think everyone left apart from me and Tyler. I forgot your name for a second there.
Oh yeah, because me and you like the all-nighter crew back in the day, just like non-stop all-nighters.
Yes. We used to all-nighters all the fucking time. That's probably why I was wired on energy drinks, you fucking tit. It's your fault. It's your fucking fault I'm like this.
What do you mean? You convinced me to do the all-nighter?
I feel hurt. I honestly feel hurt with that one. So
no, we both did the all-nighters together. Right?
Yeah, I think we all decided to do an all-nighter on Call of Duty Ghosts. And then
Clan Wars.
Clan Wars was a godlike thing. I think everyone else went to bed, and me and Tyler are like, what the fuck? We said we were going to do an all-nighter. So me and Tyler just sat and played games like all night, and I think that's how we really became friends, just chilling on PlayStation. No, back in the good old days when everyone would come on and we would absolutely Shrek. I mean, we're still Shrek on
There was no Fortnite back then.
But this was all
Fortnite's
in the
fucked
point
us.
where I didn't have a PlayStation 4 at this point.
Oh,
So I didn't have a
yes.
clue who Tyler was or Tom was
No.
or anything like that. Because I had a PlayStation 3 and I was an absolute beast on the PlayStation 3. And then I think, I can't remember what happened. But I think Lewis started mentioning like parties or something, or he would come into school and be like, "Oh, I didn't know that last night," and I was be like, "Who's doing these with?" and that, and then
Yeah. And
it got to the point where I kind of got, I wouldn't say peer pressure into getting a PlayStation, but it was like
Definitely
I felt left out, so I wanted to actually like be part of something. So I was like, I want to get a PlayStation. And I got one for Christmas. I was like,
yeah. We're basically PR pressured Adam into getting a PlayStation, and that's how like we all like really became friends. Like, because you still had a PlayStation 3 when Advanced Warfare came out. It was after Advanced Warfare you got a PlayStation 4. So obviously and in school I would hang around with Adam, and then after school if I wasn't going out somewhere doing some mad shit that we're not going to talk about in this podcast just yet. We're gonna give it a few. So obviously, I would be hanging around with Adam in school and then outside of school if we went out. But I think back then, literally no one ever went outside. Like I don't think you definitely did not go outside.
The only way I could go outside was if I went to the lamppost and back. I wouldn't go past the lamppost.
So obviously
very fond memories.
In school, I was hanging around with Adam, and then on PlayStation, I would come on with Tyler, Tom, Taylor, my old friend Liam, Callie. I think Kevin was like more Advanced Warfare, wasn't he?
Yeah, Kevin was more Advanced Warfare.
Oh shit, I moved this, damn it. So yeah, obviously I was hanging around with these, and then during school hanging around with Adam, and then eventually, I think in school I got Adam to start hanging around with Tyler. Like Tyler started hanging around with us a bit more.
Yeah.
And
That's
then like
a funny story though. Because the way I started being really good friends with Tyler was
being forced.
In all seriousness, right? I wanted to get out my lessons quicker, and Tyler was in a wheelchair at this point. So when you're in a wheelchair, you have crutches, right? You would be able to leave 5-10 minutes earlier than everyone else, but you would have to take someone with you to leave to open, for some reason, to open doors and stuff, which is fair enough or whatever. And then I would it would either be whoever was in Tyler's class would beg Tyler to be like,
"Yo, bro, let me come with you."
So it was at a point where like I constantly kept asking Tyler, and Tyler was like, yeah, and like when we were walking through the corridors and that's when we started like talking to each other more, and we were like talking about COD and stuff like that, just all the time. And then
just being gay, basically.
Yeah, and then I got a PlayStation, and then I joined in all your parties and stuff.
Aye. Oh, them were the good old days.
Those were the days. Oh. All nighters on Clan Wars. Oh.
We're back
Minecraft survival, like PvP.
Oh my god, them were the days. But
well, it was cheated.
Come on, right? Not today. We're not talking about that today. We're not talking about that today. We're not talking about that today.
Exposed.
We're not talking about it today. Okay. We're not talking about it today. I want to make myself another drink. So, anything else?
Alcohol.
Of course. What else? Get some whiskey down.
What else happened?
What
else happened?
Pretty much me and Lewis were just troubled child, so we're just like.
Dude, you don't even know the half of it.
I don't know. Like I think in year 7, I was like, I want to try and be good, gonna make a good impression and blah blah blah. But this is the point I had.
Well, that didn't work the first day you were FDR.
But I had my brothers in school at that point. Like I had both of my brothers in school, and they were like well known because they were doing all these dances and stuff, and they were like they were the people that got dance in the school I went to, because they used to do it outside of school, and then they were like talking to teachers and stuff, and PE was like, why isn't dance a thing in PE? So then they made like an after school dance club and stuff. But then when I came into the school, everyone just knew me as the like their brother.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So I would know everyone like in the upper sets. I would know everyone like not the sets, the higher years and stuff. And then I think I don't know why I got a bit cocky and stuff, and I just started being really naughty, and just didn't want to do anything, didn't want to do work, didn't want to go to my lessons, didn't. It's I don't know why.
I think like in all like the same with me. Well, not really, because my brother obviously did go to that school and he was like a few years higher, but no one knew I was his brother because he was so quiet and like actually like done shit and like got like shit done, and there's me just like an absolute hyped up on fucking Monsters, Rockstars, the 50p energy drinks, the 35p energy drinks, Coke, heroin, just absolutely off my nut 24/7. So no one knew I was actually his brother because he was all quiet, and there's me.
And I think
Oh my God.
I think it's do you know when teachers go like you're nothing like your brother and stuff like that. It kind of like hits you hard, and you're just like, well, I don't want to be like my brother.
Exactly.
Blah, 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 I don't want to do this.
I
So
think
then
we're
you
trying
just
to say
carry
it's
on
like
doing
a diss,
that.
and you're like there like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be anything like my brother. I want to be my own person. And then obviously, I think from that day, I was just a fucking nightmare. And plus, I don't think it helped how like I've got ADHD and like I also got dyslexia. So obviously in lessons, I would not want to do work because I couldn't do the work, and teachers weren't understanding the fact that like I'm retarded in a sense, and I wanted to be up all the time doing shit. So sat in this lesson quiet as anything when everyone's trying to do it, there's me in there like it was like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, bro, I don't know what I'm doing. I've also got like short-term memory loss, so if a teacher would give us instructions, I would be there like, alright, cool. What the fuck did you just say?
I was awful at that.
That
Yeah,
just
I was
wasn't you
awful at
listening,
that.
though, to be fair.
Yeah, 90%
Like,
I wasn't listening. Just there, it's just like,
Do you know
I'm
when
there, like,
when the teachers like come past everyone's desk to be like, right, so you know what you're doing? You're just like, no, and then to go through everything again with you. As soon as they walk away, you're like,
I didn't
what?
understand what the fuck
What
just
did
came
you
out of
just
her
say?
mouth. And I think the same with me, like they would tell you what to do. You would like understand it, well, not understand it, but you didn't want to like be like look like a complete and utter idiot and ask again.
Yeah, so you'd be like,
You'd be like,
yeah,
I understand how the walk away, and you're like, the fuck. And then you would like try and ask your like friend next year, like, yo, what am I supposed to be doing? They'd be like, I don't know. And they sat doing the work and they're like, I don't know. I'm like, you're doing it.
If it was
What
one
the
of
fuck?
if it was one of the smart kids, they'll just look at you like, oh,
Oh,
you should have listened. If it was one of your
stuck up
pals,
Cali.
man.
they
That's
wouldn't have
Cali.
listened anyway. If it was one of your pals, if it was someone else, they would have just been like, oh well, I don't know. Like it was either the smart kids that didn't want to tell you what or help you.
Yeah, because yo boys. Wait, my computer just
Love that.
froze
Yeah,
completely.
my phone just kind of fucked up right there. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, I just carry on what you were saying.
I lost where I was.
Same.
Something about people not wanting to help you.
Oh yeah, about like the smart kids just being like, yo, what the fuck? Don't look at me. I'm fucking
Oh yeah.
smart
So
as
like,
fuck.
say
I'm stuck
say
up.
you
I'm
wouldn't know what you're doing.
You should have been
Say you
listening.
would. You wouldn't know what you're doing, right? And like, if you looked at like, if I think it was you had tables of two or something, didn't you? In
I
school?
think back then it was like rows.
It depends because there was like rows.
It was like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, then
Yeah.
like all the way back. Ooh.
So it just depended who was sat next to you, really. But you would never find out anything because it was either the smart kids that were too stuck up to be like, oh yeah, this is what I do, this is this, or it was the people that were like either your friend or just the other people that just didn't listen.
Yeah,
I'd be like, well, that's
the
good
last spackers in the school.
It was literally smart kids than us.
There was no in between. There was either you're smart, you knew what you were doing, you would get the fucking shit done. Then there was everyone else. It was just that,
Everyone else, I just didn't know.
I see pretty butterflies. Rainbows. Like, I think 90% of the time, I would be sat making paper aeroplanes, hiding bits of paper off people, just doing literally anything not to do work. Literally anything. I think I was like that for the first 2 or I was like that for the first year. The second year, I started to get a bit better because they finally realised what was wrong with us, and they were getting help put in for us. All my support workers, though, the support teachers I had, dude, I fucking love them. I was such a cunt to them. Like, I can't even deny it, I was a cunt to them. So bad. They did not deserve me. Like,
All they were literally there to do was trying to help you do your work. But like,
Karen?
when you had the mindset we did, it was like your fault all the teachers were against you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because the teachers that were actually teaching the lesson were against you. Like, it felt like they were
didn't give a
against you.
fuck.
But then obviously you have the people next, like the teachers next to you, the support workers. But as soon as you see like a teacher and like an older person, feels like they're against you as well. It was when they're just going like, "How are you? Do you like?"
Yeah.
Or you like, I don't know, try and help you.
Why does Adam keep cutting out?
I don't know. I thought I was me, so I just sat there. It's like,
right, so I did hear what he was saying. I did understand what he was saying. It's like, if like any sort of teacher, especially in like year 8, was like, you just thought that they were there just telling you to like do your work. They didn't really want to be there. They were just like making you do stuff that you didn't want to do and didn't understand. And like, obviously at that age, you're there like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand any of this shit. Why the fuck should I be doing any of this shit? I think that's the main reason why I'm such a fucking spacker. Because I had that mentality all the way up to like year 10. And that's like not good.
I think everyone had that sort of mentality though up until year 10, and they're like, right, GCSEs, let's rush everything at once.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's going on, where you're meant to be.
Nah, bro, I didn't study one bit, me.
I didn't do any of the work in most of the lessons. I didn't revise. I didn't do all. I still got C's, pretty much everything except English. The English test I didn't write down in it.
I think the only one that like I actually studied for was for science, and like that's only because the teacher was fit. Like, I'm not gonna deny it. That's only because the teacher was fit. Like, like, come on, everyone has that one teacher that's banging that you will do literally anything for. She'll ask you to like, I don't know, slit your own blooming ear off. You're like, fucking, there you go, miss, there you go. You bother? But she was actually a really good teacher. She like actually got me to like science. Like, I never used to like science because we never used to do any experiments. So obviously sat there reading.
I think, to be fair, that was the class.
That was the class, but like,
in the class.
Sat there reading books and shit was just like, no, I can't read.
I think Lewis can agree with this. I think Lewis can agree with this. PE was the only lesson I would either listen to or actually try in. PE was literally it. I wouldn't try in any other lesson.
For me.
The thing is, with Tyler,
I think I did PE for like the first 2 years, then my dad banned us from doing it because I hurt my legs.
I don't get it, but teachers would still force you to do PE, and it's like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
It was. Oh, I've got So right, you would have sets in PE. You had bottom set, middle set, and top set. And I think me and Lewis got put in top set from year 7. And every single year they would change who goes top, who goes bottom. And every time you went up in the year, you were like, "Oh, I hope I'm not going down. I hope I'm not going down."
Especially in PE.
And it was literally like a panic. Like if you went in second set, it was just boring.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
If it were your bottom set, you were literally with the people going.
Like fucking catch the ball. Ball, fuck, yeah, you fucking bastard. I caught
like,
it. Yeah, and you wouldn't stuck in your skull.
Thanks. By the way,
Where's
thanks.
the ball? Where's it going?
By the way,
it's that big ball hanging out your head. That's the fucking ball.
Thanks for the
top
insult
set
there.
was the one you always wanted to be.
Oh, for sure.
You would never want to go.
I was nearly in the sporty form because of Mr. Patrick.
Oh, yeah, you and forward with me. Come on, you Reds. Let's go. The best thing about my form, I think the only reason people wanted to be in my form was because of the form teacher, Mr. Dunn. It was one of the best teachers you could ever have.
I had Miss Hardwick.
Unlike Mr. Collingwood, that would touch us. But let's not get into that. No, but every morning, I think from year 7, year 8, we would go and put up the trampolines in the sport hall. And like, if we'd done it quick enough, we've got to bounce on them for the rest of form time until it was like obviously the lesson time. So I think that was the only reason that form was the best, because we would never do any work in the morning. Because what was your form like?
Yeah, it was like you would have like whatever homework you didn't have done or something, you would have. Was it like 15 minutes form was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 15 minutes. Yeah,
You would
it
have
starts
like
at 9.
that 15 minutes to try and do your homework before like school starts.
The
Pretty
next lesson that you have.
I still don't think I would do any homework until like I was in that lesson, and they were like, "Oh, you've got homework to do. Do your homework." I'm like, nah.
Nah. It gets to the
I
point
got
when
so
you
much
just
trouble.
don't do it, and they're like, "Got your homework?" And they're like, "Haven't got the homework again,
Bro,
again."
it got to the
Again.
point where the teachers wouldn't even ask us if I had my homework. They would just look, and I would just go, and they'd be like,
No.
It's like, it was
I
ridiculous.
think teachers kept asking me in like hope that I changed. They were like, "You got your homework this week?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah," and they're like, "Oh my god, no way!"
Yes, like
Like,
if you put your
It
homework,
was
like,
only the homework.
my god.
You can agree, Lewis. It was only the homework. The only homeworks I would actually do was like the one sheet one. It was
Yeah.
literally like either like tick the box or like
Oh,
multiple questions. That's what I would do. That's the only homework I would do, because literally just go,
Yeah,
okay.
they were so easy. You would just like tick random shit and just like put random shit in. If it was wrong, it was wrong, but you done it. So,
I know.
but I remember
Adam.
what I used to do for like, you know, when you have to write stuff down, because my handwriting is fucking atrocious. If I'll show you.
Oh no.
Wait, where is it? My handwriting is literally like goddamn hieroglyphics and that. Look at that. Look at that. That's good for me though. That is good for me. So back then I
That's
could
good, yeah?
look. I could literally do this.
Can you even read that?
Look, I could literally do this in a book, right? And I would get away with writing.
That's how Lewis.
I would
Yeah.
get away with writing from doing that.
You're mad.
That's how dumb my handwriting was. Like, it got to the point where I wouldn't even try and write shit. Like, normally I would try and make words, I would just scribble, and it would be done. I also got wrong for using a pencil. A fucking pencil.
Yeah, you had to use pen and stuff. It was really dumb.
Like, my handwriting
What
was
was
neater
it?
with a pencil, but
It was like you're allowed to write with a pen and draw with a pencil. It was something stupid like that.
yeah, you could only draw in
Like,
pencil.
what if I want to draw with a pen and write with a
I would do,
On the
do
topic
everything
of
in pencil.
homework, Adam, remember fucking history when they give that massive booklet and every week we had to write in those massive paragraphs on the topic? I think I did one and it was like a 5-sentence thing and I just couldn't be bothered to
I
go
don't even
any
think I
further.
did one.
Nah. Remember when it
I
was
had
me,
the shock.
you and Tabe in his history, I think it was, with Miss Hope.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Miss Hope?
She was tall. Anyways, it doesn't matter about the teacher, but it was me, you, and Tabe in a history class. Eventually, because like we sat on the same table and were pissed about that much, I got removed. Like it wasn't.
Oh,
meant
and then
to.
you went in Ryan's history.
Yeah, I got physically removed from the class. I wasn't allowed in the class. Like I got banned from the
now I
classroom.
remember because it was. I think the sets were. I think Tyler was in a random class, and it was me, Tabe, Ryan, Lewis, and then just Tyler in a random class.
I was with Kai Best and all that in Miss Gray's class.
Oh my god, that was a spacker set. That.
Watching Good Night, Mr. Tom.
Like I said, a spacker set.
Oh, thanks.
No,
You can't say anything.
Oh, bro, I got banned. I got banned from a whole corridor. Like, I got banned from a whole corridor. That's impressive. That's impressive.
It's not impressive. That's fucking dumb.
Are you telling me getting banned from
To be
a whole
banned from
corridor?
sex-
I mean, to be fair, it's impressive the shot you made to get banned. You just like yeeted something.
It was no, it was I called my art teacher a fucking bitch, shithead, whore or something like that, something along them lines. Because like she said, she was literally picking on us. I was sat there doing my work. She's there like, "Oh, Lewis, that's wrong." I'm like, "What do you mean it's wrong? I'm tracing it wrong. I'm tracing your
Your
lines."
art is terrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
You'll never get
Miss
anywhere in
Ramsey,
life.
She had hairier arms than me, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god, I remember that. But the funny thing is, right, me and Lewis were the exact like same
Oh.
kind of like naughtiness, and
Mhm.
Lewis would always like
I
be
would
the
always
one
come out
that's
worse.
worse off, just because I was alright at drawing. I was literally like alright at drawing and doing stuff,
Literally, it's
and
bullshit.
Lewis would
Man.
always get like
Cut off, yeah.
Yeah.
oh
You're
I'm
like,
not gonna lie,
Lewis would
I
always
think
get.
I was the best behaved out of all of them.
Yeah, Tyler, I think that was the fact
Definitely.
that you were stuck in a wheelchair and you couldn't do anything about it. You couldn't do anything.
It's like, I
Like,
want to leave the class,
do you know how
but
we
I
used to, like,
physically
storm out
can't
the
unless
class
someone
and that, Lewis?
opens the door.
What, Adam?
Like me and you used to like storm out the class and that. If Tyler tried to do that, like,
Wait.
ah man, teacher, do one. And Tyler tries to go out. He's like, do one.
No, it says, Tyler, I go, I want to come out, I want to get on. The teacher's literally just standing behind
Stood at the
Tyler
door.
like this. You ain't going anywhere, son. You ain't going anywhere, boy.
I need someone to open the door for us. Have you ever seen us trying to open the door in the wheelchair? Remember?
Just make something that hurt. Yeah, it was bullshit, man.
I forgot I was on years. So years in school.
It was your hip, wasn't it? You kicked the ground or something, didn't you?
Kicked the ground and fractured my. And then I think it was during when we were playing football and something my hip. Like
Yeah.
I popped my hip out or something.
Yeah.
I had to go and. But I still remained in top set PE during all that. During all that. Somehow, I know.
Yeah.
I'm disabled forever, and I couldn't even make it out with the bottom.
It was so
I
depressing
called some
watching everyone
bullshit
do
here.
PE. When you
Yeah,
couldn't
no,
do
it was,
PE and you're just watching everyone do it, it's like, see.
Oh, it was so dumb. Speaking of PE, Mr. Collingwood.
Oh.
He was a bit friendly,
worst
wasn't he?
Lewis was like, he's very Friday nights. Lewis would like, Mr. Collingwood would know it's our lesson. Lewis would walk in and Mr. Collingwood would be like, wow, how was it?
Like salivating at the mouth, everything, like a dog.
Bro,
It was
he
bad,
had
Tyler.
something for kids. Like.
Bad. Like, he literally used to. I used to be like, coming to PE, and the first thing he used to do, he used to look for us, wait for me to come in, put his arm around my shoulder, and like hug us and that, pick us up, squeeze us, touch us everywhere. I'm just there like. He used to put his hand on my head. And
Why are you bouncing?
He used to put my hand on in my head and go, Lewis, jump. And I used to be like, go, jump. And he used to have his hand on my head. I'm like, what is this? I didn't mind because I was a squatter back then. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, he did, yeah.
Did he touch you where you from, Lewis?
My no square. No, thankfully he didn't do any of that shit. If he'd done something like that, I think I would be. Imagine if he'd done something like that. Imagine how bad I would be now. Imagine how fucked up I would be.
You'd be the one. You'd be the one feeling up the kids.
Speaking of Mr. Collingwood and being rich, Adam, you got a story?
Oh, my family could have been so rich. It's so funny. So my brother falls off a treadmill, and there was no teacher there. There's always meant to be a teacher supervising when people are in the gym. There was not a single teacher there. Mr. Collingwood was on that duty, and then my brother falls off the treadmill. On like he's stupid. He holds onto the treadmill, and the treadmill rips off all the skin off his legs. Both of his legs were fully just gone. They were like yellow, all of his legs. and then the school rings up my mum. By the way, Kane's had a little accident in PE. I think you might want to come in and check it out. And then my mum comes into school. Kane sat there, shaking, like proper shaking, with toilet paper all over his legs, stuck to his legs that are like covered in pus, like making the toilet paper just stick on his legs.
Towel can't fix.
And Mr. Collingwood just stood there like.
Were there no ice packs?
No, Tyler, like his skin was ripped off from his shins.
There should have been an ambulance. Literally, his skin was just completely gone off his legs. There should have rang an ambulance. But they've done that,
and then had a little accident, thinking, oh, maybe he just fell and bumped his head. Nah, bro, he's got no legs left.
But the thing is, it was up to Kane. Does Kane want to sue the school? Kane liked PE like that time. Well, he liked Mr. Collingwood.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, I don't want to really sue the teacher that I something like that. So
Oh, bro, I would have done that straight away.
Right, same. I would have as well. I would have sued so hard.
so
That's on his arse, that.
we could have had some. But
Nah.
he was too kind. Mr. was when he should have been kicked out. And
Did he hear about the story about do you know how like obviously Mr. Collingwood is like a certified nonce? Do you know
I kind of hope he sees this. Like, Mr. Collingwood, you are a kid. I feel bad for your son
Mr.
or daughter,
Dunham,
whatever you got.
Mr. Dunham was getting investigated. I don't know if he still is, but he was getting investigated
What?
before this whole corona shit. Because obviously,
Yeah.
did you know how Mr. Dunn is? He jokes about his wife and everything. His wife's pegged, by the way.
Yeah.
Like he just takes the piss, like has like banter with the kids. One of the I think he said something like to like one of the boys or something. Obviously, the boys are like a bit more less sensitive than women, so like obviously the boys took it as like a joke.
Strike a debate.
But there was a woman walking past.
Lewis is it.
No, it was a girl. It was one of the students.
No, it was a student walked past and was like and overheard it and somehow got offended, even though it wasn't aimed at her or like towards her. She overheard it. I think anyway. I don't know if I'm getting this right. Allegedly, I don't know. This is just what I've heard. So obviously, she told a teacher, then a teacher told another teacher, and then it just went up, and Mr. Dunn is apparently getting investigated. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I've heard.
What was it he said? I don't know what
I don't
Mr.
know.
Dunn said.
I don't know.
There was some. I'm pretty sure it was something about his skirt or
I really don't know.
saying something like that.
I'm not too sure. I don't know exactly what was said.
I
like,
don't have any stories to fucking tell me.
Oh,
I'm
like,
just
other
listening to you
contents.
two.
Are you sure you don't, Tyler?
how I Tyler?
Remember when
come
Lewis
on.
used to blitz you around? You saying that?
Yeah, Lewis tried to drift my wheelchair outside and then flung us out, and I landed on my legs.
Right, Tyler, you've butchered that story, right? Okay, so obviously, at the end of a lesson, like 5 or 10 minutes before the end of a lesson, Tyler was allowed to go early because he was in a wheelchair, so to get lunch and that in case he got stampeded, or like in time to get to the next lesson before he got stampeded, and like Tyler used to like be like, Lewis, drift, and I was like, okay, I'll drift, but you have to whack on your brakes as I come around this corner. We were trying to do it all the time, never be able to do it. One time I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna literally sprint, and because Tyler's wheelchair was like a cheap chatty little fucking shit from a charity shop, his wheels would go if he went too fast. So obviously I was going fast, and it was like on like what's the pavement called?
It was like the hill going up to
Like-
the gate.
Yeah,
It was like a
it
slight
was-
little hill.
It was like a hill, but like also the pavement wasn't smooth. It was like all like janky and shit. So it had loads
Flags.
of bumps in it. What, Adam?
Flagstone.
Flagstone, and like obviously as you go, if you went along normally, it would like bump all the time. If you just went slow, I was going super speed, so the thing's there like this. Both front wheels are going like this, right? And then we're like, all right, we're gonna do it. There's a drain. There's a drain where it's like slightly raised, so there's a lip. And like obviously Tyler's quite retarded. He cannot walk properly. He's got cerebral palsy, right? So he just cannot walk properly. So I'm like, oh, if anything happens, Tyler will be on the floor. It'll be funny as fuck. No, come down at top speed, like about 80 miles an hour, booming down this little stretch of path, right? And I'm like, do it now. Tyler whacks on the brakes. I don't think the brakes worked probably at that point, didn't they?
No, they
So the
didn't.
brakes done fuck all. There's a lip about this big, right? I'm turning the wheelchair like this. The front wheels are doing this at the front. They're suddenly lock up. The back wheel hits the lip, and Tyler goes woomph. And somehow the wheelchair spins back round, takes out my legs. I land on the floor, face down, with the wheelchair on top of us, and Tyler does some sort of like ninja shit, backflip shit, lands on his feet and just goes, ha ha, and I'm there like, the fuck just happened? So I'm on the floor, and then the worst thing was there was a
Miss
teacher.
Honeywood.
Miss
Miss
Honeywood was
Honeywood.
walking up, right, as we'd done this, so she's seen the whole thing. I'm lying on the floor, and she didn't even come to see if I was okay. She went, Tyler, are you okay? I'm on the floor with the wheelchair on top, with a fucking wheelchair on top of us. She asked Tyler if he's okay, looks at me and goes, what were you doing? I'm like, don't worry, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm completely fine. I haven't just like dislocated my hip or anything. There's a fucking wheelchair lying on top of us. Oh, and I got wrong. It was his idea. It was fucking
I
your
got to go
idea.
home for it as well. I got to go home for it.
Tyler standing on his feet like nothing had happened. I'm on the floor with the wheelchair on top. Was like, oh my god, Tyler, you want to go home? I was like, fuck yeah, I want to go home. And fucking bullshit.
I remember how like, it was either Lewis or Ryan that kicked out of the class. But like, I'm sure Tyler walked in a class or something. And it was either Lewis or Ryan was like, oh wait, hurry up, you little cripple or something, or you retard. And then he got sent out. Tyler.
Well, basically, just in geography, chilling. We're about to leave and everything, and Ryan causes a crip, and he gets shouted at by the substitute teacher and everything. And then Lewis, like 2 minutes before that, comes in after being really late and causes a spacker to the teacher's face, and she just lets it slide. So then Ryan gets kicked out of the class because he's disrupting. And then Mr. Jacobs has to come down and sort everything out and everything.
I'm fine
and it's
at this
just
point. Like nothing.
me and Lewis are sat there giggling at Ryan because he's sat there getting it wrong for no reason.
It was stupid as anything. Like, bear in mind, I was late to the lesson, so I should have already been in trouble. Like, already been in trouble from the get-go. I walk in and go, Yari, you smack ass straight to Tyler's face. The teacher standing right next to him. The teacher says nothing. Not one word. Ryan calls him a retard. The teacher's like, what the hell, man? Ah, it's bang out of order. I'm like, that's bang out of order, Ryan, man. You shouldn't call him a retard. He got smack to the teacher's face. The teacher says nothing to me. Goes, Ryan, get out of the classroom. I'm there. Yeah, Ryan, get out of the classroom. And then Mr. Jacobs.
But this was just all banter.
Oh, I reckon if Tyler wasn't our friend, he probably would have cried by now. Like, seriously cried by now. We bullied him so much, but it's alright.
No comment.
He bullies us back.
No comment with that one.
It's funny though, because we just all take the piss out of each other. That's just the way it should be, innit? You shouldn't
remember
have
the other substitute teacher in geography who remember said we didn't know how to work PowerPoint.
We did
no work for a double lesson.
Yeah,
we did no work for a double lesson.
Double lesson. That's what, like an hour and a half, an hour 45?
Yeah, like
something
2 hours.
Like nearly 2 hours. For nearly 2 hours, this teacher, supply teacher, comes in and like, yo, okay, everyone sit down. We're all sat down, ready to learn. And he goes, anybody know how to work PowerPoint? The whole class looks around, just goes, no. No. So obviously we've pissed about for 2 hours 40 we pissed about for an hour and a half, and then eventually one of the smart kids was like, yeah, I actually want to learn, and showed him how to use PowerPoint, where they're like, the lesson's over, what the fuck's the point? The lesson's over? So you see, so after she showed him, he was like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. So we're just done no.
That happened to my science.
It was ridiculous.
One of the supply teachers done that on my science as well. And he was like, they were like, does anyone know how to do this? But our science was bottom set science. So everyone didn't even know anyway, right? So,
wait there. Tell them how you got into bottom set science.
God,
this is a
long story. Right. So, I was in second set science. I was in Lewis and Tyler science. And then this teacher came in. He was a new teacher. Mr. Ward, lovely guy. Absolutely love him. Adore the kid. Right, wasn't his friend at all. Wasn't getting along with him, and then I think it was one, like, it was every lesson or something. Something would happen between me and him. I would either effing blinded him, or he would just look at me and be like, "You're doing this." He'd be like, he'd look at us and be like, "You're doing this" or something.
What? My dad said night.
Night.
He said night. Right, Riz, back to story.
And
we're
then,
rudely interrupted.
Right. Mr. Ward would like say something to me, or I would say something to him, and then I would get sent out pretty much every single lesson. And then I think it got to a point where like I was about to do something stupid to him or something. I was about to hit him or something,
Literally,
and I just walked out the classroom.
Squared up to him.
Squared up or something like that, and then I was like, had a meeting. They were like, "Oh, right, you can't be in his class anymore. You're gonna have to move out his class." And I was like, "Sound, as long as I get out of that class."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
then they moved us down.
You were literally about to fucking knock his block off, like literally kill him. And I think my goons have made a noise. What the fuck? That was creepy. I don't know. Just this woman go. I was like, woo. So Adam was like, knock this teacher out, and I think then Miss Ward came in, or like another teacher came in and was like, whoa, yo, Adam, get out, and you just went okay and walked out like nothing happened.
I used to always do that though, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I would go like from being so angry, so whatever. Another teacher would come in and be like, "Right, Adam, you have to get out of it, like sound," and just walk out.
Yeah, I think the thing is with you, if you didn't like someone, there was no chance that you were going to like that person. It was either you liked them or you wanted to fucking kill them.
It's still that way now. Like
Yeah.
I only have my close group of friends, and if I meet someone, it's like,
Yeah, nah, yeah.
am I cracking up again? But...
Nah, I'm hearing it.
No.
Alright.
But so
There's another story about Mr. Ward.
Oh,
Ward.
come on.
Lewis gets kicked out of the class. I
I'm
think no,
fried.
it was either after a class or before a class.
Wait,
in between us.
Are you about the one where I got?
Yeah. Did we both get sent out or something? Or was it before or after?
I think we were both pissing about, like literally taking the fucking piss, like to the point where this teacher was like about to like cry or something. We were taking that much piss out of him. He like,
Oh my, he was barely
right,
crying.
he went right, Adam, get out, and I was like, whoa, if Adam's going, I'm going, I ain't staying here alone.
Lewis just walked up.
So Adam was in front of me, and I'm like walking behind him, and obviously the teacher didn't want me to leave; he wanted Adam to leave. So he grabs me by my collar. Mind, like, we're wearing school jumpers and that, so they're just shit anyways. Grabs by my collar, yanks us back, and I get choked, and I hit my head off the desk and then hit the floor. And the teacher goes, why did you fall over, man? I didn't even touch it. And I'm there like, on the floor, like, what the fuck just happened?
Do you know what would be
I
funny?
get up and just walk out.
If you had like a fake pretend seizure, just start sliding.
So I probably could have sued, but there was no evidence of like me getting choked and me getting pulled back, so I couldn't do anything there. But
It was like his word against
yeah, and
the
obviously
teachers,
I
but
was
everyone's
a
just
bit
gonna listen to the teacher.
in the head, so obviously they weren't going to listen to us. So yeah, that was a fun bit. A teacher almost killed us.
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent. And then didn't we just walk around after that and just?
Lewis, I think half the time we spent in school we were just walking around, bro.
I think if you
Didn't really-
added up the time that we weren't in lessons, it was about 2 years of school.
But
time.
I think that was the best part of school because it was like kind of like a police chase. We would have to find the corridors where no one would go, and as soon as we're like seeing someone, find the stairs and
That
run
was
up the
the
stairs, and
funniest
there's
shit ever.
like do the whole little like look through the door and stuff like that.
Shit, there's a teacher there, fucking hide, boys.
Teacher, like retreat. Go. It was
so-
literally like
Didn't like me and you get like split up at one point? Like I think you went through doors and there's a teacher there. Like she went.
It was
what are you
Mr.
doing in that
Jacobs.
classroom? And I was about walking. I was like, no. And you did the other way. And then Adam's walking around with the teacher going like FDR, like first protocol where if you got sent out a lesson you would go to this classroom. And then I think you saw me, and didn't you like distract the teacher, the Mr. Jacobs?
I can't
just
remember.
walked past. Like I just walked past and he looked and was like, "Why are you out?" I was like, "I'm just going to the toilet." So he was like, "All right."
yeah.
Oh my
And I literally
God.
just looked at Lewis. I was like, I shook my head at Lewis, and I was like, I'll see you later.
There's no way that fucking works.
No, it literally
It
because
did.
Right,
me and Adam
Jerry
made
did.
direct eye contact, like to the point, like, do you know, like when you talk to your boy, you're like, "Adam, was that with you?"
Yeah.
And Adam was like, we both looked at each other like wide-eyed as anything like, shit, we're about to be in so much shit right now. And then Mr. Jacobs goes, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry sir, I'm just going to the toilet. I'm on my way to the toilet. I just really need the toilet." And Miss said it was okay. He was like, Miss was like, "All right then." I was like, "You all right, Adam?" And I just carried on. I was like,
But that was
Possible.
me going to wherever I was.
Aye, then
I was
Adam
ever going
ended
back
up
to the
first.
lesson. Was one or two.
I think sir took you back to the lesson to get work for you, to take you to like another
Mm.
lesson or something like that. I don't know. I was off me. I was off me.
Do you know, what was it? Do you remember in science when I had the other substitute teacher? That was the main you kept switching seats and jumpers.
Right, yeah, right.
Switching seats and jumpers.
Right,
Yeah,
right, okay.
they get switch every like 10 minutes.
So do you know how in science you've got stools? They're not seats, they're like actual stools. So like once it's like up here.
Oh, I hated
like,
double lesson science.
Tyler's wheelchair's like down here. He's like to the
So-
point where like you can only see his head above the desk. So me and Tyler had this bright idea when a supply teacher came in. Well, obviously I pushed Tyler in, so she saw we're both. I parked Tyler up, sat next to him. We both looked at him, was like, I'm gonna sit there now. So we swapped, right? And then we're like, oh shit, we're jumpers. We swapped jumpers at the same time. So I was now Tyler, he was now Lewis. And then she looked and was like, wait, what? I was like, no miss, I'm Tyler, that's Lewis. She was like, okay. So then she walked around, obviously does whatever a teacher does. And then we swapped back. She came and was like, she looked at me, I was just there like, I was just doing my wish, and I was like, oh, you alright, miss? And she was like, why are you up there? I was like, what? What? What do you mean? I was like, miss, are you okay? She was like, I could have sworn you wouldn't. I could have. Okay, walked off, and then we swapped again, but we forgot to swap jumpers. We forgot to swap jumpers this time. So I'm sat in the wheelchair like, la, 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 and Tyler sat in my chair. Bear in mind, I had my support teacher with us. My support teacher was encouraging me. She was cursed at me. So
Is this Miss... What was it? The other?
it was Miss Hutchinson, I think.
Oh.
So obviously she came over and she was like, wait, you're not Tyler. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. She was like, right, switch jumpers now. We're like, well, switch jumpers. I stayed in my wheel in Tyler's wheelchair, so we switched jumpers. And then we swapped again and swapped jumpers. She was like, and this was like at the end of the lesson, she came and was like, oh, fuck, okay. I found out what you're doing. Fair play, right? You can go now. We're like, yeah. It was fucking
It worked.
hilarious.
It's surprisingly it worked.
Oh,
Like,
it was. It was so good.
I remember it was, like the whole thing about like Tyler help like taking people out of the lesson with him. It got to the point where it was like people like Tyler Walton and all them like
Oh, yeah.
being like Tyler, let us out, let us come here now. And Tyler would like be pushed out by like Tyler Walton.
Like,
I don't think he ever had a one of the girls push him out. Did he?
That's
no,
Never one of the
definitely
girls.
not. I got kidnapped a couple times.
By
I will
Gemma.
say that. By Gemma, I
Oh
got kidnapped. I
was
got
fucking
kidnapped
funny
a
as
couple
fuck, man.
times.
That was funny as fuck, that. Nah.
It
There's
wasn't
some
fair
good
for
ones.
you. For me, it wasn't. I felt like a bloody, you know, like one of those baby dolls in the pushchair. I was in one of them.
Oh my, yeah, we had some good times back in school. Adam, do you remember French?
I was just about to say that. Do you want to tell that story, Lewis?
Nah, you can tell the first bit and I'll tell the next bit.
All right, okay. So, in French, it was like I can't remember what. I think it was just a single lesson back then because it only started bringing double lessons, like
I think so, yeah.
year 9 or 10 or something. So it's just a single lesson.
It was at the end of the
But
day
I-
as well. It was like last
Yeah,
lesson.
I never listened in French. Never done anything.
Bro,
So me and
we
this kid
didn't
that I was
understand
actually-
English, never mind French. Who the fuck? Why did they think we could do another language? We couldn't even do our own language. It was bullshit.
So me and this kid that were like actually all right friends back then, we were like, I started saying something to him like as a joke. Then he started taking it very like serious, and I was like, "Why are you taking it serious for?" And he was like, "What? How are you then? Let's go." And I was like, "Are you taking it me?" So then he pushes, and I'll just pick the kid up and chuck him on the table.
No,
And then,
no,
like-
no, not on the table. You picked him up and yeeted him across the table like a goddamn rag doll. He literally slid
then-
across the table. It was like a movie scene. It was fucking beautiful.
I don't know why, but like back then, if a teacher was like, "Adam, get out," I would just stop
Yeah, Adam
everything
was,
I'm
like,
doing and just get out.
behaved, but not behaved at the same time. Like if
Yeah.
a teacher was like, "Do this," you'd be like, "Alright, calm, I'll leave."
If it was something to do with like getting out of the classroom, I'd be like, "Yes, Sam."
Yeah.
And then I got
Poor
sent out.
swag.
I got sent out, and I just started walking up the corridor, and then I'll let Lewis tell the rest of this beautiful story.
The funnier thing was, it was last lesson, like 10 minutes before the end of a lesson. So like
Mhm.
obviously Adam yeets the kid across the classroom whilst we're packing up. So like he just slides across the table, and the teacher goes, "What the? Right, Adam, get out. Just go home." He's like, "Oh, come, I'll go home." I'm sound with that. And then obviously, I'm like, yo, dude, what the fuck is your problem? What the fuck?
I think this is what like
Yeah,
solidified mine and your
that's the word,
friendship.
solidified. So like, I was like, yo, what the
That's a
fuck?
word.
That's a word.
word.
That's a big word for Adam as well. So
And
I was like, yo, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, come on, man. It was just a fucking joke. There's no need to take the fucking piss like that. There was absolutely fucking no need. He was like, yeah, man, shut up. I'll break your fucking jaw. And I was like, yo, dude, calm the fuck down. So I walked to him and was like, yo, dude, say that one more time and I'll fuck you up. He goes, I'll fucking break your jaw. So I push the kid. He pushes me. He goes to swing for me. And I quickly throw a left hand because he's staring at my right fist because he knows I'm right-handed. So I give him a swift left hook to the face. He goes, what the fuck? And then he cuddles us pretty much, puts us in a headlock. So I'm in a headlock like, woo, now I know how Adam felt. What the fuck? This is horrible. So he got us in a headlock, spins like fucking spin his room like this, and they're like, what the fuck's going on? So I get my left leg, put my left leg in between both of his legs. So like both of his legs are there, my legs like, yeah, that looks okay. So I'm like this. So then I hook this leg, pull this leg in like this. So he crosses his leg, falls a bit. I cut him. He goes, what the fuck? Hits the floor, and I go boot this kid in the face because he's pissed us off. Back then I had a short fuse, like a fucking short fuse. So I went to boot this kid like in the face like repeatedly. Then Miss Cornwell, another support teacher I had, jumps in front, is like, Lewis, don't. I'm there like, yeah, Miss.
But this is one of mine and Lewis's favorite teacher, Miss Cole.
Oh, I love Miss.
She was one of the best teachers. She wasn't even an actual teacher, she was a support teacher.
Support
So
teacher,
it
yeah.
was
And
class. She was
All the support teachers were good.
Oh, literally all of them. So I obviously went to boot this kid in the face repeatedly because he's just pissed us off, and I was a cunt back then. I ain't gonna take no shit. So obviously he's lying on the floor, like pretty much unconscious, not moving whatsoever, just on the floor. Like just on the floor. Then Miss Cornwell jumps in front, like, no, stop, Lewis, stop what you're doing down there. Like, Miss, respectfully, get the fuck out my way. She's like, Lewis, no, get out the classroom. So I go to walk out the classroom, and as I go to walk out, a teacher walks in, like an actual teacher. I think it was Mr. Ludlow walks in, like an actual teacher, and is like, Lewis, are you okay? I'm there like fucking hyped up, like ready to spar with someone, and then like, sir, just get the fuck out of my way now. He's like, no, Lewis, I'm not gonna move. So obviously I'm kept in the room with a kid that I wanted to kill, and the fucking teacher not letting us out. And I don't like being in confined spaces. I hate not like having that option to just leave. So I'm there ready to leave, and the teacher's like, no, you're not leaving. I'm like, yo, sir, move the fuck out my way. And I just swing for the wall. I think I done something to my knuckle, because from that day forward, I can't punch without getting a massive bruise. Like, yeah, it was mad. So the teacher's there like, yo, Lewis, what the fuck's going on? So I punch the wall, then he grabs us, and that's another thing that I hate. I hate being constricted. Is that the word?
Yeah,
probably.
I hate being constricted.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't give a fuck anymore. So obviously the teacher grabs us, and he pulls us to one side in the corner of the room now, and they're like, yo, dude, this is 3 things that I hate. Being with someone that I want to kill and I can't. Fucking being stuck in a corner and being restrained. Yo, you're pissing me the fuck off, dude. You're ready to get fucking stabbed. Yeah, bro, move. And then eventually they take the kid out the classroom. So like I was a bit calmer then. And the whole class leaves, and like I'm just stuck in a classroom with I think there was 3 teachers in total. Just had me pinned in this one go, and I'm like, dude, let us go. They're like, no, you're staying here. And then obviously eventually I calmed down. I explained what happened. The me and Adam's story matched up. I think no, did you not come back as well because you heard about something? I could have sworn I seen you again.
I either just walked away or went home, or I came back and stood outside the classroom.
I think that
was it. I stood outside the classroom because then the teacher sent Ian out, and me and Ian just kind of looked at each other and was like, and then I seen Ian had like a massive lump on his face, and I was like, what the hell just went down in the classroom? So then I see everyone started walking out of the classroom. I was like, all right, I guess that's time to go. So I walked away. I started going home. That's when I actually went home. when I seen everyone else come out of the classroom.
Alright, so there's me just stuck in this classroom getting all amped up, ready to fucking spark some kids out, and then eventually I calmed down and explained what happened. I think the next day they got a statement from you as well, didn't they? Because I was there. I was like, yo, this kid was taking the piss out of my mate. My mate hide him across the classroom. Now I'm like, yo, why the fuck did you do that? That's just fucking bang over. Then he starts having to go at me. I'm like, dude, stop. Just relax, bro. I will fucking kill you. And he's like, oh, I'll break your jaw on that. Look whose jaw's broken now. So that was.
I think you got 3 days in FDR or
And you got
something, and
2,
I
I
got
think.
2.
No, I know.
And he got.
You got 1. Just obviously for throwing. Actually, I don't even think you got an FDR.
I did. I definitely got an FDR.
It was for definitely a short time. I think I was in there for most of the week.
It was either 1 or 2 days I was in FDR.
Because I think it was you for 2C, and then I think Ian was in for 3, obviously for like starting the whole shit. And I think I was in there for like nearly the whole week just because I fucked some kid up.
Yeah.
And obviously I said that I was ready to stamp on his skull, so they're like, alright, calm, we'll leave you in there for the whole week. I was like, alright, cool with that. So obviously I'm in there with Ian. I'm just there like, bro, if this kid starts any shit with us, I'm ready to go. I think that's what me and you were both in there, just ripping the shit out of him, like just
Because
not
you
letting him.
couldn't do now.
We
Because
couldn't do
me and
anything.
you were just like, what are you gonna do now?
would've
You got both for here.
That poor lad would have died. Like there's no doubt that poor lad would have died.
So what are you gonna? You've literally got both for here. What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
You kind of see now.
So then obviously Adam leaves after 2 days because he's allowed. Ian stays in for 3. He leaves after 3. Then I'm in there for 5 for the whole week. Then the next week, I think did they get all in the same room to like talk it out, or did they like?
I think so. Yeah.
I can't really remember what happens after that. I just remember that bit. And I think that's like what
Yeah.
made we become like best friends, really.
I love you.
I think that's what made like us become like best friends, wasn't it? Just the fact that like, I think from that day forward, you knew that I had your back no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, some good times, bro. Some good times.
I think me and you just told all the stories. Tyler's just sat
I have like no stories apart from me falling out of a wheelchair.
I've still got a lot more stories for school, but
Oh yeah, I think we'll save them for next time.
yeah,
Like
we'll
part
just
2.
make a note
Yeah.
of where we've left off. We left it off at
Me
Lewis
stabbing at some
knocking Ian
kid's
Wilkes
skull.
out.
Ian dying. That's where we left it off at.
We probably
So-
shouldn't be
I
using
don't think
names,
he's
but
ever
oh well.
won a
I
fight
don't
in his
give a
life.
fuck, mate. Like, what the fuck's he gonna do? He can't do shit now. He's probably even fucking worse now.
Lewis knocking
It's like I don't think Ian won a fight because I remember Luke Gibson fucked him up.
Yeah, Luke
a
Gibson fucked
And
with
Luke
Tom as well.
Gibson was like
He
the
was a
quiet
smacker.
school shooter
Skinny.
kind of kid. That's what he was like.
skinny little
I
spacker.
felt bad for Luke Gibson, man, because fucking Ryan, not Fat Ryan. What was the other Ryan called? You know what I mean?
There was 2 riots.
Because there was, yeah,
Because
because there was Ryan and then there's another Ryan. It's like, last name's begins with an M. I don't.
McGrory.
That's it. He kept ripping the shit out of Luke for no reason because called him a tramp and everything. It's just stupid.
Aye, well, I think we'll leave it there. So if you've enjoyed this podcast, hit that thumbs up. Comment as well if you've got like topics that you want me to talk about, or like stuff in this podcast that you want me to like dive further into and stuff like that. We haven't like picked a name specifically yet, so I don't know what the fuck.
Suggest a name.
And
Yeah,
we'll
suggest a
have
name.
more people on this as well. Like, there's not just us 3 going to be on
Definitely.
this. We're going to have like people like Joe, Ryan, maybe Will,
Just like other mates and that, and just like
just other people. Yeah.
hopefully in the future we can get other people on, have a great laugh, and just chill with it. But I think for now, unless anybody else has anything to say,
I think Tyler should tell one more story.
okay, go on, Tyler. Tyler,
Like what?
you have to tell one more story for like the outro, and also make a quote, but it can't be that quote that we've thought of already. You've got to make a new quote.
To be honest, I don't think I have any more stories apart from.
You've got to have 1 or 2 stories
Come
from
on.
school.
Oh, in year 10, bloody the school had to phone the paramedics to come in because my knee cramped around a chair. And they had to evacuate the whole classroom for the double lesson.
Yeah. Oh god.
And the paramedics, by the time the cramp was over, they weren't even there still. So it was useless.
Nah, it was
By the end of the
stupid.
day, and then one of the PE teachers, I don't know his name, he was like quite big, not fat, he just looked like
Mr.
muscly,
Todd.
but he was like small.
Mr. Todd.
No, the other one, he was like tanned, he had like a rectangle head. Like,
Mr.
I
Chua?
don't know. No, he was tall and lanky.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, basically the PE teacher come up and just like lifted us up out my chair and
I know what you're
forced my
about.
like straight.
Fucking the buff one.
Mr.
Buff
Kennedy.
guy.
Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy, yeah.
Yeah.
He had to come up and lift us up out the chair.
Yeah. Mr. Kennedy. Ah! See, actions help, please. Aye, well. Aye,
Yeah, that's how the
I
story
don't know.
ended, and I couldn't walk properly for a week. I mean,
That was funny.
more than usual.
More than usual. Like more than his daily waddle.
We've still got so many stories
I know, I
like
actually do.
about you.
No,
with
you
your
used to
head.
do. I don't.
Oh, it's
Oh,
crazy.
we've
But
actually got so many more stories, and like when we get
so you get Ryan
as
on
well,
it, like,
Ryan
I
has
know.
some stories for as well. Go on, Tyler.
Joe as well.
What's the quote for where to end?
Huh. No, this is the real question. What do I choose?
Just pick something. The quote doesn't have to mean anything.
Solidified. There we go. Solidified.
Solidified. There we go.
Hashtag
Solidified.
solidified.
Quote of the day. My name has been Lewis. Anybody else? Or do I have to say what his name?
I was waiting for Tyler.
You do it.
Right, guys. This is a shit show. My name has been Lewis.
My
That's
name's
been
been
Tyler.
Adam.
That's been Adam. And we'll catch you guys in the next podcast. Peace out, boys.
How about Tyler?
It
You
would
gotta
be
get-
nice as a warnings. I just sit there, it's like,
Lewis didn't even do the peace.
Oh, okay, I'll do it. My name is
Ah,
Lewis.
peace.
That's been Adam. That's been Tyler. I love your guys' faces. Keep on smiling. We'll catch you guys in the next
my
episode. Peace.
Peace.
you too, man.
Oh, God's
Insufferable.
sake.